Hey guys, welcome back to a new Boom Beach video. Today I am going to be trying to make the engineers useful, and we also have the crystal critters, so I guess we're going to be trying to make those useful as well. Now if you guys have not been paying attention to how we view the engineers, guys, they are just absolutely garbage. They're not good, at least last time. I don't know if they buffed them at all. I guess we'll find out in today's video. Okay, but before we do that, we definitely have to get instant training because these guys are pretty expensive. As always, make sure you guys are using code COSMIC to help support us. All right, we just bought instant training with code COSMIC, of course, and we got our little engineers. Now, I don't know what combination I'm going to be bringing with them. Let's try the Scorcher engineer route. So I think these are the critter engineers. Let's take a look at the stats quick. First, to compare it with the Rifleman 300 HP. Damage per second 90. Engineer doesn't even deal damage per second, has about 3 times the amount of HP but is 8 times the size, and they just toss critters. I don't know the rate they toss critters at. I believe it's not very good though from what I remember from last time. So first let's just attack NPC base to see the power of these little guys. So they toss critters every so often. Each one will toss only one, and that's the important part. Not a troop, obviously not a troop that's used to be the main troop of the attack. It's more of a helper troop. So I need to see how often they shoot a critter here. So once this guy targets, maybe like every 4 seconds they fire. I don't know why, but it seems slightly better than last time. But honestly, I do not think they buffed it since last time. So maybe I'm just forgetting, or maybe I'm not counting the time it takes for him to shoot something. So I don't know for sure. But man, I mean, the crystal critters are healing up kind of a lot. So maybe those guys are better than I initially suspected. But both things that we have, the crystal critters and the engineers, in my opinion, are pretty garbage troops. This was an NPC base. We didn't lose any troops, which is... Oh, we lost a Scorcher. Never mind. I was going to say it's surprising, and it was if I didn't, but I did lose a Scorcher, so it wasn't very surprising. We can't attack a base with a CMO. Yeah, like, honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to attack any real player bases. I'm trying to make them useful. I know that at a high level these little guys are not going to be useful, so that's why I wanted to come on my low level account and try to just figure something out, try to make them useful in some way. Honestly, like, the Scorchers are what is carrying this combination. It's not the engineers. It's all about the Scorchers helping me out. The little engineers will toss their critters or whatever. They'll help distract a little bit. They're not going to deal damage. I don't know. Jimmy and I have talked... That was such a bad... Did not mean to place that. Jimmy and I have talked extensively about the engineers and just how bad they actually are. And then they brought out the critter engineers, which honestly are just a scale worse. I don't know if it's a scale worse. They're both very bad. So the regular engineer will toss out a turret, which deals pretty much no damage and doesn't move. The critter engineer tosses out one critter every 5 seconds, it looks like. And one critter is not going to be able to do anything versus players. So I don't know. In my opinion, it's still a bad troop. I'm trying to make them useful, but we just got slaughtered this attack. I'm not making any progress. I'm just going to retreat. I don't think I can take down this type of base. And I honestly don't know what type of base I could take out. I don't know what combination even is the best combination to use for these little guys. Let's try bringing a tank combination. My worry is my engineers will stand in front of my tanks, and I really don't want that. If they stand in front of my tanks, I'm pretty much dead. So we'll try to figure that out. We'll bring energy drink. I'm not going to attack the same person. I just think it's probably a little too strong for me. Here's a base that's pretty easy. By the looks of it. It looks pretty easy. I don't know if it's actually going to be easy. I'm going to use the crystal critters. They're going to kind of walk back. They have more energy or more HP than the normal critters, so It's a little better to take out some of these big mines and just mines in general. Let's shock. Oh my gosh. I mean, we can see here that the engineers are standing behind my troops. However, I'm just getting slaughtered by these defenses. Now, I did lose my hero. However, I'm not making any progress on this base, really. And 3 boats of engineers, it doesn't look like it's doing much. Like, with 3 boats of engineers, I can't have a steady stream of critters on the front line. I mean, if you think about it, I'm only bringing 9 engineers total. So if they drop 1 every 5 seconds, that's 9 critters every 5 seconds, and the base is able to take those out at a faster rate than they're dropping down. I don't know what to do about the engineer. Like, I don't think Boom Beach should, one, if they're not going to buff him, stop bringing him out. See, in my opinion, and this might be a little controversial, guys, so let me know if you disagree with me down below. But in my opinion, Boom Beach should treat these proto troops like they would treat new troops in Brawl Stars. And in Brawl Stars, what you see is when a new troop comes out, they make it intentionally really, really overpowered. So everyone, I don't know if it's so everyone would buy it or if it's for just getting hype around the new troop. I think it works kind of in both ways. I think bringing out a really big troop or really, really, really good troop makes everyone like excited for that one troop, and they're going to try to get that troop, and they're going to want to play with that troop, and it's just exciting. But if they bring out a troop that's somewhat trashy, I'm looking at the engineer right now, if they bring out a troop that's trashy, no one's gonna, there's not gonna be any hype, you know? No one's gonna care. Just like if they Boom Beach brought out a new troop that was a garbage troop, just a new permanent troop, no one would really care about that new troop. They would just kind of shrug their shoulders and keep going on their day. And if anything, they would be disappointed in the new troop because they waited so long for a new troop and they get just kind of this garbage troop. So that's how I think Boom Beach should approach proto troops. I think proto troops, they're only out for 5 or 6 days. Like less than a week, they're out in the game. Or maybe it is a week total, whatever. They're only in the game for a very small amount of time. And I think in that time period, they should be the most overpowered troop ever. Like, everyone should have fun playing with it and using it because it's a proto troop. Like, it's not a permanent troop. It doesn't need to be balanced. Well, it does need to be balanced. At least, it has to be at least balanced. And it makes the situation even worse when the troop is garbage, like the engineer. Like, one thing is just give us a troop that's somewhat decent that half the people will use in their attacks, or a quarter of the people will use. But it's another thing to bring out a troop like the engineer that is just absolutely garbage and has no place for any combination that I'm aware of. Maybe they have data on the troop and maybe it's super good at a low level or super high level or with this very specific combination, but I don't have that data in front of me, so I can't make that call. But in my mind, it's literally the worst troop in Boom Beach. The engineer and the critter engineer are literally the worst 2 troops in the game. So I get disappointed when they come out as a proto troop. I mean, proto troops are fun to play with, but imagine how much more fun it would be if the troop was actually decent, or if it was really, really, really good. And I know that Boom Beach has this delicate ecosystem that they have going for them right now, so they definitely don't want to bring out these overpowered troops because they could ruin this like high level ecosystem. I think the benefits of bringing out these overpowered troops kind of outweigh the cost, which is the ecosystem might be messed up for a week. I mean, people learn to adapt, and I think that's part of the game. You should expect change if you're pushing. I think the biggest concern probably for being overpowered is the pushing. Like leaderboard players. Are leaderboard players going to get upset at this, or are they going to be fine with it? Okay, I still haven't won a single battle, so let's try to get something going. How about we try like a heavy Zuka engineer combination, and I'm trying to use less and less engineers because again, they're not very good. Okay, we're bringing this, and we'll bring Everspark, hopefully to get some new critters down. Attack a level 60, why not? Same base I attacked earlier. We'll try it out. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know down below if you agree. I know some other Boom Beach YouTubers feel the same. They think that, oh, shoot, I forgot this guy had a laser beam. They feel that proto troops should be pretty overpowered, and I literally think Boom Beach should do this in the next month. Like, instead of bringing out new proto troops, spend a week balancing them a little bit better. Like, just balance troops. That's another qualm I have with how Boom Beach is run, and I'm sure they have data that they're using to back up all their sources, but there are just some bad troops in the game that need buff, and they've needed a buff since they've been dropped. Like, for example, the mechs are just garbage troops. They're just a worse version of the Scorcher, and I think that they should see that and make the changes necessary to make them actually good, you know. But they haven't balanced, and they don't balance any troops, it seems like. I don't know the last time they changed a troop or balanced a troop in a specific way. Like, obviously I remember the warrior changed. They made a huge warrior change a very long time ago where they increased the cost of the warrior. They like decreased the health, or like increase the damage. It was a huge change. Like, warrior dynamics changed after that update. They buffed tanks, they've nerfed tanks, they've done so many things with a bunch of other troops when the game was first put out, and then they kind of just stopped buffing or nerfing troops. I mean, it's always nice to have one super overpowered troop like the Bombardier in the game, but you have to ask the question, like, is this troop too strong? And Bombardier might be too strong. Bombardier might need to be nerfed. Some troops like the mechs, like the Grenadiers, they might need to be buffed. So there's just, it's very delicate because one change can have ripple effects. But I think a few things for Boom Beach. One, make the troops good. Make them at least okay to use. Like, I haven't won a single attack. Granted, it might be me, but it might also be the critter engineers just not being very good. So at least make them good, preferably make them super overpowered so everyone plays with them and it gets a lot of hype around them. And two, balance the main permanent troops a little bit. And I think that could go many ways. That's not really a pressing issue because I've never really liked the mechs. The mechs look cool, but I don't know if that's my type of combination I would use. But mechs, I think, definitely need a buff. Say what you will about Cryoneers. I know that they use at a high level in RZCM, so there's that going for them. But in my opinion, Cryoneers might need just a little bit of a buff. Some troops like the Bombardiers might need a nerf. Just like balance the game a little bit so it's better experience for everyone and it's more fun and forces people to think outside the box and use different combinations. But okay, I'm not making any progress. I'm gonna retreat. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I talked about this pretty in depth. Let me know down below if you agree with me or disagree. Honestly, these are just my thoughts, how I've thought about these troops. I've always had these thoughts inside of me. I don't know if I've ever expressed them as aggressively as I have today, but I'm not trying to be aggressive. I'm just wanting some changes in the game. So I hope you enjoyed the content, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.